and one of the other two big hitters then can get a big finish in, it will be an interesting match. We saw there that in the first one. Good, interesting hits to get them to a score past 100. And this is a nice shot from Kilari. The jump hut. Big in the air. It could be 4 and out again. It is 4 and out again. Kilari cannot believe it. He's filthy with himself.
It's because they're so cold at the moment, but a man who is heating up, Nithin Ramakrishna. That's his first Maximo of the day.
This is dangerous because Ramakrishna, if he can get going, and it's been absolutely pumped out of here. Keep ourselves warm and maybe a few jars of hot chocolate. Well, this one is swung all around this, and well, something that Gokul Srinivasan seems to do fairly regularly. He's missed the straight one. He's trying to get the power into the shot. And once again, it's not a good shot. Shot Maria Ganda. Bapas Agya Banda. 50, 60 runs. He's the one who's got to do it. His head goes down because he knows he's given an opportunity to the bowler. It doesn't get taken. And I really don't think this is the bowler's catch. I think this is where your man, Ahmed Mahmood, has got to get to it, but I reckon the wind got under his trousers and held him back, and he couldn't get there quick enough.
Short of a length, that's exactly where Ramakrishnan would have ordered it, and he's taken it to the leg side boundary for a Maximo.
Yeah, I mean, that's the length, isn't it? Maybe, I mean, we know he hasn't really got going here, but they have bowled pretty well.
Takes a mighty swing and has hit that very high and very long. Beautiful use of the feet from Ramakrishna. He gives him another bit of air, beats him, gets the wicket. The keeper's finally gloved one cleanly, Mohsin Ahmed.
That is class. That is absolute class. He knew that Ramakrishna was going to come after him again.
He drifts on the leg stump. That's a poor delivery to finish his over. One drifts onto leg. Fielder's going to have to do well to get around from square leg. Doesn't make much of a play on the ball. Sajid Ahmed. That's a boundary for his. Make sure they know what's happening. Oh, catching opportunity. Poor Afzal, after the tough day that he's had at the office with the ball, really could have done with taking a wicket there. That's a pretty poor drop. I think that might have been Haroon Sadai. He's giving the ball a lot of flight. This over, struck down the ground, and that's going to dribble across for a boundary.
And this one has been absolutely smashed. He's given that some welly as this one gets muscled over the mid-wicket boundary. And that goes all the way. Wait for it. Here it comes. And there's a bit of a boom. Shaka-lagya.
That one's floated outside off stump. Top edge, and that one's easily taken. First wicket for a little while. That was a pretty useful partnership, and it looks like it's Irfan Mahmood out there who's taken a solid grab after a few of the dropped catches we've seen in the last few games. And morally, that was such a bad ball. I'm comfortable with it being called a no ball. Najam Haq, I think he's actually put his foot on the boundary rope, and great sportsmanship. Doing his best to incur a penalty here for taking too long to bowl the innings, but that's going to take a little bit of time to collect that ball as well, because it's been smoked over the long on boundary for 6. Gets that one a little bit closer to off stump, and it's beautifully struck. That is a fantastic shot. Finds off stump again. Oh, Suada, he's had his struggles down there at third man. That's probably a little bit tougher than the catch he dropped last time. Just checking to see that he still has 8 fingers and 2 thumbs on the hand.
We'll definitely go here. He certainly will take one. Well, they are going for 2, and they probably will get there. Oh, will they? Well, this is run out. This has got to be the slowest throw back at the stumps to get a run out. Just made it in, didn't he? And they do finish in that case with a couple of runs on the board. Just having a look at that score.
It's 96 for 4. We'll get that confirmation from the scorer's box in a moment. Pretty good over from Hark to finish off there. Good start, just drifting from outside off stump, tailing in towards off stump, and it's neatly tucked around by Urfa Mahmood, who's opening the batting with Hark. Hark charges down. Josh, he's gotten pretty unlucky. That's not a bad ball whatsoever. Decent length ball, swung straight down the ground, and Hark returns to normal service, just bludgeons a second boundary.
One of the other batters, and trying to get them to get past us. And this one, well, again, not the best bit of fielding to get Najam on strike, because otherwise, once he gets on strike, he does hammers it straight down the ground, and big hit once more. And that's what he's so good at. Once he gets his range, you can see this one is pretty distance away from his body. He doesn't get his feet across a lot when he's playing these shots. Just a couple of shots. He goes for it. It's a safe shot. He's over the top of the infield on the offside.
Wicket as Joshy comes in high off the bat handle, but it's still going for a mighty Maximo. Joshy drops short. Hark smokes him backward of square for a 6, but they had the short fielders in both at short cover. Well, he swung that backward of square again. It's only a 4 this time. Games early on, as he just swings a ball that he had no right to take straight down the ground. Drilled back at Karma. Can't take the catch, but fortunately still got all of his fingers in one place.
This was smashed hard, wasn't it? It went like a rocket. And then, well, a nice shot played. I've got to say, this is good cricket.
A few balls at the non-striker's end. That's just popped past Gokul, the skipper. Thought he was in with a chance of a catch, and they could have done with.
Yeah, they get the single that they desperately want, just out of the reach from Gokul. And in the air, huge moment in the match. And it goes down. And that is the one that they needed. That is the one that could have changed everything. The keeper just couldn't get the gloves onto it, and the chance goes down. I
know you're always a fan of the keeper taking catches, Rico, but you've got a man who was there at the 45 on the leg side. Another one outside off stump. Doesn't time it as well as some of the others, but he still finds the boundary. Well, that one's been pumped straight down the ground. No matter the efforts of Kummer on the long on boundary, unless he was about 15 foot tall, he's not catching that. Another 6 to the books of Hark.
Because, oh, this is a lovely shot. It's going to have to do something to stop this. They're not going to be able to. 4 runs.
Pretty good first over from Jundaswamy, and he's finally taken a wicket. Mahmood probably amazed that he's actually had a ball on the stump, swung wildly, gets a top edge, and it's gone out there to the fielder at third man. He bowled a good over. Well, throws one straight into his zone, swiped across to mid-wicket. It's not the 6 that he needed for the 50, but it's pretty close to it. He's hit that high. The skipper's underneath it. It's still going to be an awkward catch. He puts in a performative dive, but gets nowhere near it. And Hark continues to ride his luck to a certain extent. And that's a fairly unglamorous way for him to bring up the half century.
Keep piling on the misery, and Hissingen, as this one is blasted over the fielder as well.
Well, he's brutalised another ball over long off. Poor Nithan down here at long off is getting his daily step count out, having to chase after the balls going a long, long way. He speared it into the leg stump, and Harks adjusted very nicely to it. Flicked it behind square for a boundary, and that is all she wrote. Another stunning innings from him. He ends up undefeated on 66 off only 25 balls. He even rips one to the part of the ground that he hasn't played too many to over this innings.